Well, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Mayume.
Hi, Manjeet.
Hi. Your nails look amazing,
Oh, thank you.
by the way.
Thanks.
Oh,
So do yours. Your hands look amazing.
oh,
Let's talk about that.
Yes, my beautiful Mina Russell did mehndi on my hand, which is like, henna. They call it
Yes.
henna. So
Yeah.
we were.
What's the difference?
I think it's just the different way to say it.
A different way to
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah.
So Mendi?
Yes.
Like M-E-N-D.
H-I. Mehndi.
Oh, got it.
The Mehndi. Yeah.
Mehndi.
Yeah, it's very Indian. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And so we bought her these little cones, and she just sits for 45 minutes, and she'll just draw these beautiful designs all over.
love it.
Yeah. It was really cute because Renee was saying, I want her to design a tattoo for me.
Yes,
So that was really
good.
cute. Yeah.
That is cute. That would be
Yeah.
really good.
It was
I like
really
that.
nice. It was a very nice birthday present. I just sat there and
Guys, everyone, Manjeet turned 50 yesterday.
yay!
We were recording the day after her actual 50th birthday. I was there for a little bit. It was awesome to celebrate her,
Aw, thank
see a
you.
bunch of people. So, yeah, you looked beautiful.
Oh,
We
thank
need to
you.
post a picture of you. That I took a series of awesome photos of you. I love it.
Well, yeah, and then I had to twerk for you, and
That's right.
I was.
might post that one too.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, it was really fun. It's 7/17, so that was lovely.
Yes.
Yeah, it was so nice to have you there, and all of my beautiful friends and close friends and family and
Yeah.
whoever could make it. My family were stuck in
I
Canada,
know,
so they
and
couldn't make it.
I
but
know, and you got to tell everyone that they were supposed to surprise you.
I know.
Darn it!
I know.
That would have been awesome. You would have bawled, knowing you would have cried so
Oh
hard.
my gosh, I'm such a baby when it comes to that stuff. I just can't. I don't hide that emotion either. That happiness one is the one that wants to come forward.
Yep.
And yeah, tears are always usually associated with that one. So that was really
I
fun.
love that. Yeah, it's good.
So are we recording our podcast right now?
Yeah,
What's
right this
happening?
very
Okay.
second. Yeah, here we go.
We
No,
were-
let's do it in 3, 2, 1. Lightworkers unite. Here we go.
You cut.
Lightworkers Unite is a podcast and social show hosted by intuitive women, lightworkers, and most importantly, friends, Mayume and Manjeet. Welcome to our podcast, Lightworkers Unite, where we believe there is a lightworker within all of us.
Whether you are a medium, an educator, or a nuclear medicine technologist, there is a light worker within you, and we have work to do.
This is a safe and sacred place where lightworkers connect, grow, and learn.
And share our light with the world. Oh my God. Did we want to check the audio though?
I think we're just going to wing it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think it's good. We turned everything up.
Yeah, we did. And that never fails.
Yeah.
When everything else fails, you just turn
You
shit
just
up.
Turn it up a little louder. If you guys listeners have to turn it up, you turn it up.
Turn it up.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. So
well,
what
this
are we
is great.
talking about?
Well, so we do have an itinerary usually. I mean, we do not really an itinerary. We usually have topics.
Yes. That
That
we
we-
just throw at each other and say, let's talk about that. We don't have a format. I'm told that we're supposed to. We don't do shit that way.
No, we just kind
We just kind of wing it.
of go with it.
We kind of do. Well, like this is how it started. Is I think we have amazing conversations. I think we talk about cool shit, and we get woo woo sometimes. We can get really deep, and then of course mix it up with your coaching and
Yeah.
some of my intuitive readings or whatever. Then it's kind of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought people might want to listen in on
Yes.
these conversations.
I know. And maybe you look so beautiful. I'm like, now we're sitting
God,
in
you're
front of
so
each other.
ridiculous.
She's right in front of me. It's this purple, scarf. Just everything about this is like
You are so sweet.
fucking popping.
Hello.
Yeah.
Excuse me, right back at you.
Pop,
sister.
pop, pop.
I do love being this close to you.
Me too. We're
This is
having
great. Yeah, tea.
coffee.
Yeah.
It makes my heart happy.
Me too.
Yeah.
We just need to have like a little studio that we go to and do this. And then we have the producer that's behind the window that says, okay, ladies, you're on.
Go.
In 3, 2, 1, action. And then they can take it from there. But no, we do this old school. We're just sitting in an office.
Well, we were on the docket. We did have aliens.
We did. It just makes me laugh. We've been dying to talk about aliens.
If you haven't noticed.
We've talked about aliens a lot, and it always shows up. Always comes up somehow, some way. But do we? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like we're just meant to wing it. I think we're so like, because it keeps showing up in all of our podcasts now. That we actually have one slated for it, we're kind of intimidated a little. Like we're right making it like a lot harder and complex than it needs to be. Yeah. So, I mean, let's just start here.
Okay.
Do you? Well, start at the beginning. Big old snort for you, listener. There you. That's for you. Okay, first question.
Yes.
Do you believe in aliens?
I'm laughing because that's really going so far back.
I know.
Obviously, yes. That's why we always I do. Okay, and right back at you.
Yes. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
I do believe in all of that. I believe that there are things that we cannot see. I feel like there's advanced civilizations up there kind of watching and infiltrating even in ways
perhaps,
on the planet. Yeah, I think we had a really fun episode a while back about aliens potential. It was a mermaid episode way back in season 1.
Yeah, listen to that one, you guys.
Oh my God, it was so
cool.
Juicy.
That's right.
But that also kind of catapulted this whole discussion about aliens being in the water, which are fucking mermaids.
Yeah. Let's just be honest.
Let's be honest.
Yes.
But also that they're, maybe that's where the spaceships are. And
Yeah.
maybe that's where, the atmospheric pressure mimics space. So maybe that feels more like home to them.
Yeah.
And
for some aliens.
Yeah, for some.
Not all of them,
Girl,
but some.
Opening it up.
I mean, thinking about all the articles and films that they have of lights coming in and out of the ocean.
Exactly.
That's crazy shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And just all the sightings. And, but yes, I think as we progress and we evolve, it is really hard for me. I cannot, I'm not here to convince anyone or tell anyone. Definitely you and I are on the same page here. But how could we honestly say that it's just us?
I know.
Look at the universe and our solar system and all these other planets. I mean, it'd be so arrogant of us to think that we're the only living species on a planet. So there's got to be other life forms. And I don't know if it's other humans. Maybe we're the only humans, and there's like you said, advanced civilizations. And I even think they may have once lived on this planet.
Yeah.
And have left.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a really big part of, the starseed energy. We talk a little bit about that. That's going to be another episode.
Yeah, we need to have that. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah, but starseed energy is basically, where you feel like you don't really belong here. You feel like maybe a really deep connection with the stars, with other galaxies even. Maybe you have dreams that you are in a different place with different atmospheric pressures, Chances are that you probably are an incarnate alien.
Alien. Alien's such a strong word. Let's go back to that word. I mean, it's fun for us, but it scares a lot of people or pisses people off, or it just is such a
it's polarizing.
Yeah, it is. So, but knowing that there are other beings, that I sometimes believe that they are living amongst us.
Oh yeah,
I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think they're like how do we not see them then? Like if they're living amongst us, how?
I don't think that they're in their full form. Gosh, people are going to really call me out on this now. Well, I was watching Cosmic Disclosure. I know I've told you about that show. Did you ever tune in, ever?
I don't think I've seen that one. No, but I need to see it.
It's been on for a few years, and it is
Oh my gosh.
basically whistleblowers that work for the government, or I mean that have shared their experiences and their knowledge. They have drawings. It's very. You need to check it out.
Oh yeah, it's right up my alley.
You would love it. It's pretty profound, and I'm sure people have been talking about it. It was in a world that I'm not that familiar with. I just kind of came across it on Gaia TV. So yeah, some of them take form or look human enough, or perhaps they want a human experience, but they really, again, that starseed, are not from this planet.
Yeah.
And some stay hidden, like Bigfoot.
Dun dun dun. There she is. The Bigfoot.
Well, in that episode,
Yes.
episodes,
Yep.
part 1, part 2, we talked about why they're never seen. It's
Yeah.
because there's portals and things that they come and go, and I don't know why they come here.
Yeah.
It's not just to knock on a bunch of trees and throw rocks. I
Yeah.
mean, they're doing something.
Yeah.
But then you can't find them again. So I just find it really interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the Bigfoot, that was kind of one of the theories, right? That
Yes.
that they're actually protecting something. So like when they're banging and trying to get your ass out of the way, it's because you're in their way, and they're, one of the theories is they are protecting maybe some kind of civilization that is hidden, or some kind of spaceship, or some kind of something. A portal, yeah, a gateway.
A gateway.
All the things, but they're kind of like these protectors, like they're like these warriors that are kind of keeping people away, right? And that was another thing that they camouflage. They can actually cloak themselves, like like Star Trek technology.
Yes. I wish you guys could see Manjeet's face when she says it. That's why we need to be on video.
Oh my god,
that's so funny.
Cloaking,
Yeah,
is amazing.
Oh my god,
yeah. It's the shit, and it's like so exciting because the Klingons and all of these, they have all of this all these cloaking devices. But why not? Why would I mean? I know that's a little out there, but how else are they being so evasive? How else are they so difficult to find? Bigfoot in particular.
like I don't even think they're finding their bones. Like when we find bones,
exactly.
when we find fur, we would find, we would by now, because it's been reported for like decades.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we have something? And I think it's just, they just don't live here.
Yeah.
They kind of come and go. Now their footprints, you can't hide those.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers are huge.
Yeah.
And they're, right? And so, again, that's,
Yeah.
well, this isn't a Bigfoot episode, but they are part of the alien kind of umbrella of other species or other beings that walk this earth.
Yeah. And if you adhere to that philosophy that we were saying earlier, aliens maybe are here on the planet in other forms that we don't recognize or we don't understand, they may look, like Bigfoot, or they may look like a mermaid. They may look like things that people are seeing, but kind of in the peripheral, or they're seeing them, on accident, so that, I'm kind of intrigued by the concept that that aliens, actually the aliens that are in our civilization, that look human, that maybe they are like politicians, or maybe they are like scientists, or like Tesla. Well, fuck, that dude was not from here.
Oh my God, I totally.
You know what I mean? Like he was not
he's a
fucking
little,
from here.
Yeah, he's a little odd, a little off.
Yeah.
A little something.
Yeah, like
Right.
just his philosophies on energy and everything. When you listen to his his theories and everything, I just think, and it's really old stuff. His whole mission was to have a grid of electricity for the world, right? So that people would not be dependent upon, fossil fuels and
Yes.
all that kind of stuff. And he just, like, he did a lot of amazing work and then fucking
Yeah.
died, So, not Elon Musk.
Yes.
No, I'm
'Cause
talking
he's
about
the
Tesla.
oddball. Yeah.
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 Oh, Elon Musk is a weirdo.
Yeah.
I'm talking about,
Yes.
like,
Yeah, okay, yes.
like,
So think about that. I mean, I agree with you completely. I just was
Yeah.
confused there for a second.
I know, I can see your
I was
face
like,
and you're like, I
what?
think she thinks I'm talking about Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's very awesome and cool. And sometimes I believe, that perhaps these, or even if it's not an alien per se that's living amongst us, but maybe aliens or other beings that are much more advanced than us are downloading information for us and getting it to us, and whether it's in the form of dreams and ideas, just kind of like when you're channeling a loved one or an angel, when you're getting information through automatic writing. Why wouldn't another being be able to do that?
Yes.
Be able to download and reach someone with these ideas, and allow that person to share them. Say, oh my gosh, Albert Einstein to me.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, same vibe.
He was so far advanced. And and he looked pretty funny.
He did. He totally did.
Oh.
That was the coolest thing.
Coolest thing. And so whether he himself was embodied or had another being from a different planet that decided to have a human experience to share this with other humans to help elevate us in our evolution and our growth, or he was downloading information from higher beings that could help forward us and get us moving.
Yes.
I believe that. I still think the pyramids were made by aliens. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I know I'm not the only one that thinks that.
Oh yeah. That it has some kind of it feels to me like some kind of alien technology that we don't understand.
Yes.
Whenever I think of them, I think of, I think that there's something we're not seeing. Like, it feels like cloaked almost. Like, it's there.
Oh my God.
It's profound. But we as humans, I don't
Can't
think
see
we're
it.
capable of
We
understanding
don't
it yet.
have the sight, quote
Right.
unquote.
Yeah.
Right.
You
You
know?
ever see, oh gosh, I gotta pull it out of my butt right now. The Chronicles of, I'll come back to it. It was
Spiderwick?
Yes!
Yes.
God bless you. I love you so much. Yes.
I
Spiderwick.
got you, girl.
Yeah. I loved the book and then
Oh,
loved
I
the
love it.
movie. And
Yeah.
of course, the pig guy. Yeah.
Yep, with the
Well,
eye.
yeah, you had to spit in your eyes or you had to
Yes.
look through the little lens to have the sight, as they
Yes.
called it. So then you could see I called them gremlins, but they're not the trolls.
Yeah.
No, not
I
trolls.
don't know what they called. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
were they the trolls?
They look like little troll. They were little, not elves, but they were. Yeah, what were they? Oh, well, our listeners will know. We'll have to put it in the
Spiderwick.
thing.
It was, but they were.
They were little fairies. They were,
Well,
they were fairies.
There was fairies and pixies that took the dad, but I'm talking about the mean ogres. There was an ogre that was
Yes.
the bad guy, but wasn't it a bunch of
Were they little
trolls?
trolls?
Were
Yeah.
they trolls?
I'm gonna look for this
Oh my God,
bullshit.
I'm gonna-
I know.
I know.
Look at it. Now
Sorry,
it's gonna drive us
listeners. I'm
fucking
like,
crazy.
It's driving me insane.
I
now.
know.
But anyway, the sight is what we were
Yeah,
talking
the
about.
fact that you could, well, and you think about like, future technologies, like even if it were right in front of us, we would never know because we don't have any connection to it or awareness of it, or we don't know.
Yeah.
It might to us just look like a bunch of fucking wires, right? But in reality, maybe in another dimension or like in this, it's actually alien technology that's here to like,
that word alien technology that just
cloak.
yeah, I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
It's-
Well, keep going. Sorry.
Oh no, I was going to say just to follow up on the Tesla.
Yes.
It's Nikola, right?
Thank you.
Nikola Tesla
Yes,
that
thank you.
was the profound,
Yes.
high voltage current engineer, mechanical and electrical
Innovator.
Yes,
Yes,
and
visionary. Mm-hmm.
yeah, lots of really cool shit that he was up, and then a lot of, and this is the part that was really interesting to me too, is people like this, like even Albert Einstein, these really powerful entities that have like shown up in the world to like catapult our evolution, right?
Uh-huh.
They're often met with resistance, right? They're met with like this force that is wanting to suppress, and it becomes political, it becomes
Yes.
greedy, it becomes like, really like, it's like they don't want to change, right? So it just made me think about that, like how difficult it would be to
That
say,
person.
I'm going to make these changes on this planet, and then know that you're just going to get resistance.
Yes.
Like how fucking crazy is that?
Yeah. And that is so true across the board, even Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes.
Like, think about the resistance he was facing and
Yes.
the changes that he wanted to make.
Yeah.
And having to be brave enough and have the courage to step out and speak
Yeah.
about these things.
And you listen to his speeches, I swear, I mean,
my
that is
God.
not earthly. Those concepts and the way he just channeled his power, like with words, I mean, it was like, that's why I think it resonated with people so much, right? It was so, it was like, we could have a new world. Like, we don't have to live in this suppression
That's
and
right.
bullshit. It was just not from here. Like,
Helping us evolve.
Yes,
Really.
yeah.
To kind of get us moving in the right direction. And then, of course, resistance.
Yeah.
No one likes change. And then, boom, he's gone.
Yeah.
And it just feels that way, these people that are here to make change, to help us evolve, to allow us to move forward, and and then to be taken
Yeah.
out.
I know.
You know?
I don't like it.
I don't either.
But I do think, this we had another episode about this, the resistance episode. That's what's really coming up for me is
Yes.
people don't necessarily want the change.
Don't. You're more comfortable.
We want to stay complicit. We don't want to evolve, because honestly, that can be really painful. Like going to from fossil fuels, going to solar and electrical and wind, like all of that is really huge, and there's a lot of money involved and a lot of greed and lots of things that keep us small.
I know.
But all these things are like saying, no, our environment is ready for our change.
It is.
And
Look at it. I
people
mean,
are ready. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just a
I
very
agree.
interesting. It's like, who's gonna win in the end? Like that, are the aliens gonna win?
Are the aliens gonna win? Is it over? Well, think about how far we have come, and there's so many places where there's no way we're gonna all just go to windmills and solar. Come on, right? But no one thought we were gonna have phones in our pockets.
Exactly.
Everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Seriously, we have evolved so quickly with some technology.
Yeah.
That when we were younger, there's no way. We made fun of Beverly Hills when
Yes.
that movie, and then you saw two people, like a little kid in the car with their own cell phones.
Yep.
cellular phone. We're like, oh my God, that's hysterical. And now
Yeah.
it's everywhere. Not
Yeah.
only just cell phones, but your own laptops, your own
Yes.
AirPods that are all Bluetooth. I mean, things are becoming more and more
Yes.
wireless, and we're more connected, and
Yeah.
and now we're flying rocket ships, for fun.
Mhm.
So we are evolving.
Yeah.
And I think it is taking a while, and I mean, some believe this has already happened,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's already happened. There's already future. It's already been played out, and maybe people from the future have figured out time travel. So now they're coming back to say, don't forget, you're supposed to
Yeah.
create this, design this, invent this.
Ooh, that's kind of trippy.
Time travel is the other thing we should have an episode on.
Oh yeah, girl.
So
Yes,
crazy.
time travel is fucking crazy. I love that.
Yeah.
I definitely have to do a little more research on that
Oh,
one,
yeah,
because
me
there's
too.
some quantum physics involved
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
that I'd like to
no.
dive into.
Yeah. We should probably get an expert. Who knows
Oh
what the hell
yeah,
we're
that's a
talking
good
about.
idea. I'll call
Before-
I'll call my physicist brother.
There you go. Just set us straight. Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to just two girls yapping over coffee, like, and then this, and then maybe that.
And then when I googled it,
Yeah.
I
heard.
gosh, no, but it would be really cool to dive into that. But I just wondered, like, this whole concept of aliens, really coming to the planet to help us, to expedite us, to kind of help us bring us into this technological, wonder, right? Like you said, everyone has not just a phone anymore. It's like a computer in our hands, you know, that we do so much with.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't run my businesses without that, you know,
Right.
on the road and doing stuff. It's like, I cannot believe how it increased our efficiency and communication and all that stuff.
Yes.
But why do you think they haven't just like come down and like just taken over and
taken over? Because I don't think they want to take over. I think they want us. Well, that was funny. I was going to pose a different question, but it's kind of relatable. I don't think they want to. I do feel that there are higher beings that are more advanced than us that want to help us get there, kind of catch us up.
Yeah.
And I think that's ahead. But I think we have to go through what we're going through to get there. I do believe in still our human / spirituality, that we have to have lessons for our souls, but our souls that are coming back to have human experiences need to go through this growth. And this is why I believe in past lives and why we keep coming back to learn, and maybe we were part of the past in our evolution and growing. But I think that we're getting help.
Yeah.
So my question is this. Well, sorry, let me back up. To answer that, why do I think they're not doing that? Because they want to help us. And coming in and taking over doesn't help us. That scares the living shit out of us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then you have panic because they know we humans, our human mind can only take so much.
Yeah.
And even though we are evolving spiritually and learning and expanding, not everyone has that expansion in their mind to accept that. A lot of people are still, no, there's no such thing as aliens. No, the world is flat, and no, there's no, we never walked on the moon, and all this bullshit, all this denial of belief, very limited belief. So that would cause a great panic, I think. And of all the movies, right?
Yeah.
War of the Worlds, that scared the living shit out of me.
Yes.
Okay.
That noise.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah, that fucking terrified me. Yeah, it was horrible. I hope that translates beautifully in our podcast. Sorry about that.
And let's hope that was not something that somebody was told by an alien that has happened on other planets and they decided to come up with the movie. I always wonder how many writers and creators are producing these futuristic stories, dystopian stories. Are they getting their ideas channeled to them?
Yeah, totally.
Because of something that's already happened somewhere else.
Yeah, or maybe even here on this planet that we don't know.
We don't know. Hunger Games has already happened.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? You look at our history, and right now, we're the only way that we can really start dissecting things is looking at our geography. We're finding remnants of nuclear war in places in India that have been hidden forever, and those are things that have been showing up in ancient texts, in the Hindu faith forever. Basically, the way they describe this war is chariots of fire literally in the sky shooting thunderbolts at each other.
What?
Yeah. And so
I haven't read this. I haven't seen this.
It's part of our the Hindu faith.
Okay. But isn't that amazing? Again, I know a lot of these things are legend or mythology but they've come from something or somewhere.
Oh yeah. It's the Bhagavad Gita. That is the Gita. Yes, it's a Hindu script, 700 verses. It's part of an epic Mahabharata dated to the second half of the first millennium. So it is essentially the synthesis of Hinduism, the Holy Scripture. So that's actually the proper way to. We're just freeballing it here.
Yeah.
So they're two great epics in Indian culture. Like every child grows up learning about this, and it's like this whole story of this cataclysmic intergalactic basically war that happens, and humans are on the planet watching this happen. And so we fast forward, it would be very easy to say that this was actually an intergalactic war scene that humans have written about. So this happened on our planet, but the only way that we as humans could really describe it was in the wording of a chariot that was burning, that was flying on a carpet, or, looked like
Wow.
a bird, with the wings out, but it was really probably a plane or something, right?
Ship,
Yeah, and then the weapons that they're using, they would call them thunderbolts, or fireballs of fire, right?
And missiles.
Could have been, any of those things, and maybe even technology we've never heard before.
Right,
Yeah,
right. That's fascinating.
yeah. But when you go back to those ancient land, because all of these things that are documented, they're actually geographically noted as well, and so scholars are going back to these geographic places, and they're digging and they're finding remnants of a nuclear war.
Oh my God, I had not heard this.
Yeah, so
This is crazy.
right, you think about that, right? You're
Yeah.
like, wow, well, that's a whole fucking story we thugh was a
That's
fairy
right.
tale, right?
Yeah,
Our kids
yeah.
all just, oh yeah, and this happened and that
Yeah.
happened.
Oh my gosh.
But
that's
really,
very cool.
there was a lot of maybe that was like the war of the worlds happening.
Yeah.
And humans were caught in the middle, and we saw this whole thing. I mean, doesn't it fucking blow your mind?
It does blow my mind. And then it kind of scares me because I don't know if I've shared this with you, but maybe it was in our dream episode, but I had a very, very vivid dream that is still, I wrote it all down and I still can see it very clearly. But I was running from an alien invasion, and I went into
wow.
this warehouse and hid under this like aluminum steel. I don't know what
You
it
fucking
was.
told me this.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember this.
Yeah, and I was taking care of a younger child that was with me, and I can't remember if it was my child
Yes.
or someone else's child. I don't remember. I just feel like I had to protect the child. We ran and we hid underneath this bench thing, and the alien found me and found us and went to shoot us and kill us, and I woke up.
Oh my god.
But it was so fucking real, and I remember thinking, aliens attack. Oh my God, I'm having this dream. It was freaking me out. Like, why am I having this dream? But
wow.
it was so scary. It was so scary.
You were there.
I was there, and then I died. They got me.
Oh my
That's what it
god.
felt. I just remember thinking, no.
I hate that story.
I hate that story too. So I want to ask you this: do you think there are bad aliens, evil ones that want to harm us, ones that do want to take over? Do you think that?
Yeah. I don't, I don't want to think that, but I do feel like, yes, I do feel, and there are stories about that, in particular the Anunnaki. They talk about this ancient civilization that came, they were giants from another world, and they used humans as a slave race. And so they used us to mine for gold and silver and all kinds of stuff, So there's like all these stories about this particular group of aliens that came to really, induce lots of suffering on our planet, and that humans' DNA was essentially fucking scrambled by them too. So they did some real atrocities to our race, to the human race. And so, I mean, that's just one of the theories that's out there, that, they're there. But then I guess all the good aliens kicked their asses, and then, then we kind of were like,
And
okay.
allowed us to
help-
evolve and
yeah.
help us get back on track.
Yeah, there's lots of really cool stories about,
Yeah.
these, and really, like, for them, like, we're ants.
Yeah.
Like, we're just like fucking ants. We're like,
Yeah.
nothing, this planet is fucking gorgeous. I mean,
Yeah.
we have so many natural resources on this
Yeah.
planet. And I feel like there's still so many that we haven't even discovered yet. That's what I'm totally picking up on
On our planet.
Yeah.
Of course.
We don't
vast
understand.
and deep, and there's still so many things
Yeah.
that may not be also visible to us.
Right.
It's cloaked.
Or we're seeing it and we don't recognize it as
We
being,
don't- yes,
valuable
anything,
or-
right.
yeah.
Right.
So I think, I think that, I think there definitely probably are nefarious beings that, their intentions are self-serving, just like humans can be.
Right.
Right? I think
Right.
it'd be, I think it would be remiss to think that all aliens are nice.
I know.
Don't you
Agreed.
think? I don't know. I hate to think that, though,
I know,
because...
I hate to think that, but I agreed. It
Yeah.
is, because like you said, we're a race.
Yeah.
Or not, I mean, we're a species, and there's good and bad,
Yeah.
you know, amongst us.
And I think that's what I love about Star Trek. I'm sorry, but if we're going to talk about fucking aliens, I have to talk about Star Trek.
Yeah.
Because that is
Yes.
what they do. It's the United Federation
Yes.
of Planets. I'm sorry, but I fucking live there. I want to be in Starfleet. I want a fucking uniform because it's gonna look really good on me. I want all the things. But what I love about that is that they are, number one, Star Trek says, yes, we are abundant. There are many alien races all across the world. And then the United Federation wants to preserve that, right? That we are all sovereign. We all have our own, even though you might be a fish race and eat fucking weird squid shit and whatever, like, that is still a sovereign planet that is worthy.
That. Yeah.
You know, and so when I think about that, and that's why they have a code. You know, one of their big codes is they won't come to a planet until they see technological advancements, and then they will come and say, hey, yes, we want to invite you basically to the Federation.
Right.
But only when you've produced a certain level of technology.
Sure.
And you cannot interfere in that. It's sacred. It's called the Prime Directive. Actually. Oh my God. Fucking geeking out right now. But I love that whole concept of this, right? Because it kind of makes...
Because it probably...
Making sense of...
is happening, and somebody came in and channeled that information into these...
Yeah, Gene Roddenberry, he's a fucking genius,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
He was probably an alien. It probably was not from here.
And that's why Star Wars happened too.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
So I know you're Star Trek, I'm Star Wars.
I know. I love Star Wars,
I
too.
love it, yeah.
I love all of it.
Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter.
Yeah, I like all of that. I
that
just
stuff, too.
love it. But it's a really interesting concept, isn't it? Like if you believe in aliens, and then you go one step further and say, oh well, what if there is a federation? What if there is like an entity that actually wants to protect us?
Well, that's what Cosmic Disclosure
Oh,
on Gaia TV, look it up, talks about. That it's already happening, Manjeet.
Yeah.
That's why you need to check it out.
I'm
You're
gonna check it
freak
out.
You
I'm gonna
watch it
fucking
together.
love it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I know.
Yeah, it's kind
I'm
of
out.
crazy. Everyone, Cosmic Disclosure.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty freaky.
Yeah.
It's a little scary because it takes you out of your comfort zone and way, 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 way out of it.
Oh wow.
And almost can't even wrap your brain around it.
Oh wow.
So, but it's fascinating, and it's kind of what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we humans are very small in
Yeah.
this. The way they talk about it in this federation
Yeah.
of sorts, that there are many beings that will come. This one guy talked about how the being raped him through his mind.
Oh,
He said it felt like it.
Yeah.
He just, looked at him. I think he put a finger on his head and got all his info.
Oh wow.
Very advanced stuff. I know that sounds so wild, and you see that in TVs too. But
Yeah.
he was talking about and they had drawings where people came back and described what they looked like, and one of them is a fish man.
Oh wow.
Really,
Yeah.
truly.
Yeah, I've seen one of them in my it is one of my guides
Oh,
actually.
yes, you
Yeah,
talked about
it's a fish, like a really bulbous kind of
Yes.
fish head. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really freaked me out. But in that, it was funny. In that guided meditation, I was like bringing forward these guides, and I think I told you this. They were coming out of the water, and he was kind of like when you see something kind of like shifting.
Yes.
So I recognized one of them right away, and I was like, okay, I totally know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Awesome. But this guy was like kind of shifting, and he was appearing like an old man
Yes.
with curly hair. And I was like, no, you can show me your true self.
yeah.
Like, I'm ready to see you as who you are. And then you did. And I was like, God, that's fucking crazy. It was like this fish bubble head and,
Yeah.
kind of bowed his head and stuff. But like his eyes were huge and,
Yeah.
like a big, it was fucking crazy and slimy. Like you could see and I was like, oh, well, I'm kind of sad that I said show yourself.
Let me go back
It's
to
kind of freaking me out. But yes, but I love him. I mean, he's like a really beautiful entity that.
See, that's what I'm saying. So all of these
Yeah.
spiritual entities or beings that are not from this planet are here to help us, and they're also here spiritually. So they could
Yes.
be our guides. You know, maybe they're walking around too, but spiritually and in our mindset and in our subconscious and our spiritual world, in that realm and dimension, right, where we can't see them, I think they exist.
Oh
Some
yeah.
of them do. I did have, this is going to sound so ridiculous, but as you know, I've always had visitors visit me at night, and it has since really stopped. I've had very few. But one of them was this little furry creature that looked almost like an Ewok, but I didn't see the face. It was like a mixture of an Ewok and a chimpanzee. Just that kind of stature, and it was dark, and it was at night, but it was over on John's side. Let's not tell John. It was over on his side, like he was working on John or talking to John or something. I just remember looking over going, what are you doing? You know, like, get out of here. And then I don't know if it was the same one, but another time, very similar, a creature or being that had a lot of fur was at my feet, and it probably stood like a head taller than my bed. Not very. And I remember it touching my foot, you know, and I was like, no, you're not touching me. No, did not like it.
So do you think they were aliens?
I don't think they were monkeys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do.
Not from here. Maybe
Not
a different
from here.
like race or like a different.
Yes,
Yeah?
I feel like they were gathering information and probably downloading information.
Oh wow.
Like gathering information.
While
It
we
felt-
slept.
Yes, and I could see them,
Oh,
and I told them no,
good girl.
get out of here. And I've had that submarine. I've talked about this many times. This big, giant, industrial-looking, electronic, very machine, like floating submarine, like boat thing, in my room, hovering above me, with all these dials and numbers and buttons and levers. And I acted as if I knew exactly what the hell I was doing. I just started, I started hitting buttons. I started pulling levers. I just remember vaguely doing this, and John going, what the hell are you doing? I was like, I don't know. Half asleep, but just doing this. It was really, I know people are going to say, oh,
It's
you're
my
just doing
submarine.
that. Yeah. But it was so
Alien.
real. And in the moment, that in-between state, I was aware, but I was also in that dream state. But I knew exactly what I was doing.
Wow.
And I could discern. Like, I was like, oh my God, I know what I'm doing. How do I know what I'm doing? It was weird.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So you were like, you know, do you feel like you were like in another dimension, or this was another lifeline, or this was like you as an alien?
No, it was me in my bed, in my room, in this house. Was it this house? It was in this house early on in this house. We've been in the house for almost 18 years. And it floated above me. And I remember feeling that I was in between wake and sleep, because I could feel my bed. I was laying down. I knew John was next to me. I knew where I was. But this thing was solid and had all these buttons and levers and shit. And I was asked, I remember feeling that I was asked to put in this information. And I knew exactly what they needed, and I did. But I don't know what the fuck I did, or I just know it was that in between. I wonder, did they allow me to kind of know, or did I just have more awareness to it?
Yeah.
I don't know. And so again, people will probably say you were just fucking dreaming, Mayume, but it wasn't a dream.
Yeah.
It felt very real. It's like when you're almost awake in the morning. You know, someone says something to you, and you're like, you hear them and see them, but you're half asleep. And then you wake up and you forget that and it comes back to you later.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
It's almost like if they ask permission, then maybe they kind of activate some kind of something in your DNA or something, right? Like they are actually get your permission, and they said, okay. And then once, I love talking about DNA activation, because there's so much of our DNA that we don't really understand, And so maybe that's part of that situation for you, was maybe they were saying, can I? Are you okay to do this? And then when that part of your DNA is activated, then you just know all these things.
Yeah.
You know, scientists call that junk DNA,
Interesting.
but which is, they just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, so it's almost like maybe that's part of the alien technology, is like when it comes in our oh my god, we're fucking freaking myself out right now. This is so fun. I love
this conversation,
it. But maybe, you know, maybe that's part of it, is like that's why we don't see the things that we are meant to see, because our DNA hasn't evolved,
right.
you know.
It's not equipped to see it.
Yeah.
And I just gave it to them. Maybe.
Yeah.
I just know that I felt that I was being asked, and I remember thinking, okay, and I just remember I had all the answers.
Wow.
I knew what I was doing.
Yeah. And
That's
maybe
all.
in another life, in another planet,
Maybe,
you did.
Maybe. And I remember a sequence of numbers that was coming through, but and I think for a couple days I had it memorized, and I'm sure I wrote it down somewhere. I don't remember at all.
Oh, wow.
It was just
That's so
wild.
trippy. I mean, I
that
got like
trippy?
chills, because
Yeah.
I do. I feel like that's, you know, that's how they come and visit us maybe in our
Yeah.
dreams. And all of these abduction cases, they
I know.
happen
right?
at night, right?
I know.
It's kind of when we're in that dream state where we're kind of suppressed, we're less,
Mhm.
you know, less, our energy, our brains are
It's resting.
quiet.
Yeah, quiet. When we do enter that realm, our spirit kind of sometimes leaves our body and travels.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah. And it is kind of freaky. I
I
just,
know.
I don't know.
I love it though. I mean, I love the concept of a DNA. Like that was like my sacred geometry for my second module, the activation module.
Oh, right.
For my
right.
multidimensional healing certification, and that was really the whole point of it, was that there are things in our DNA, there are things from our past lives that we know how to do. We understand that, but we have somehow blocked it in this
Yes.
life. And so maybe, you know, aliens are helping us as our guides to break those seals, you know, so that we can remember, right?
Thanks.
All of that stuff, yeah, that is really in our deep seated DNA. But yeah, I see them a lot too, these alien guides in the Akasha. So that was actually one of the things that when I did my training, I went into like the Akashic records for one of my clients, which is essentially like this universal record for everybody has one in this Akashic realm, where you can see all of your past lives, all of your like futures, and then your present. When I was learning about the Akashic records and getting my training for that, that's when I really started opening up to like starseed stuff, because you know what I was finding is in the Akasha, you're looking at all of your past lives, and then you're looking at all of your future trajectories essentially, and then your present, and so you can kind of learn what you've been through in the past and bring it into this awareness so that you can heal or evolve or whatever it is that you want to do in this life, you know, because these stories are back here, many lives. And so when I was doing my training, I had one of the students, you know, we were practicing on each other, of course, and I fucking saw an alien in her past life, and that freaked me out. And I was like, okay, what is happening? I don't understand this. And that's when I really started understanding about starseeds and that energy, that maybe we have come from other planets.
That's right.
And that's where we have this lifetime here, or maybe on another planet, but that's all part of our Akashic record. You may not have had a life here even on this planet. Right? And so, you know,
oh my God, that's so crazy. I've had some past life regressions with people where they don't land on Earth when they come down in the meditation. And they're on a different planet.
Wow.
Yeah, and they just know it. You know, like, oh my God. It's wild. It's crazy. So you just reminded me of a meditation that I did many years ago. I can't remember now. And I remember I think it was one of my friends, Cheryl, who was like an old spiritual guru friend of mine, teacher, taught me a lot. She's talked about aliens with me a million years ago, saying, yep, you're probably getting downloads, Mayume. You know, and she's just matter of fact, she's had experiences where her car drives and it just stops and the radio goes crazy. And right, so she would share all this with me. I think she gave me a meditation that said, it was one that you could go to, you travel, and you come upon a spot where it's kind of like in your inner, like your third eye, and you go to open it to learn more about and meet your higher self. It was like a guided meditation where you go and meet your higher self. Well, so I do it. I'm like super excited. Okay, and I get there and I open. It's almost like the the top of a submarine. You know how they have the trap door. But I'm looking down and about to open it. And I fucking open it and there's an alien staring at me. And I gasped and woke myself up from the meditation.
Wow.
It just was like open and I was expecting anything but that.
Yeah. I'm like, what? My future self is an alien.
Oh my God.
Mayume, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, well, my higher self was an alien. But it startled me so badly because I kept hearing about other people's experiences and I was like, what?
How come they're not fucking aliens?
Oh,
I'm the alien?
Right up. Anyway,
wow.
So you just reminded me of that when you're saying going back and then,
I love that.
Crazy shit. Do you remember the first time I brought up alien with you? It was in our coaching. You probably don't remember because you coach a lot of people and you have a lot of breaks. But I remember that I felt safe enough to say this to you, and we'd never talked about it. And you just laughed because you didn't really jump in and say, "Oh hell, girl!" You just like, really? When I said, "Listen, I think that I used to be an alien."
Yeah.
It sounds so weird when I say it now.
and I'm like, well, probably.
It's so weird that I brought it up with you in one of our...
Oh, wow, that was eons ago. That's so interesting, isn't it?
And here we are, podcasting about aliens.
I know.
Obviously, I felt safe enough to say that to you.
I remember, kind of thinking, oh yeah, like, I feel very connected to that as well, like the whole alien world. I feel very like, of course, like it feels like a...
Think of aliens as cosmic beings, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're just other beings, other life forms out there, not necessarily a pointed-headed, big-eyed, green guy. Poor alien, that word. But I did want to, I guess maybe I was saying I'm a starseed, or I just felt like I wasn't from this, and maybe from a different planet, having this experience. There's just so many things, and then all the visitors, and then that damn meditation of me, here's your higher self, ma'am, this alien looking at you. So I just thought, there's something about this. I'm so drawn to this topic. I'm so drawn to learning more. I was watching those episodes of Cosmic Disclosure and freaking the shit out of myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm not supposed to think like that. Right now.
Yeah. And one of my favorite, like my go-to alien shows is Ancient Aliens. That's one of my, my favorite.
I've watched it a couple of times. You watch it with your family, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So the girls get into it, or they think it's weird or scary? Like,
no, yeah, he loves it. Yeah, I think he's totally in. He believes that shit more than he believes a lot of other things. So yeah, he's very he's like, yeah, that makes total sense.
If he saw Sasquatch, why wouldn't he see an alien?
I know.
Think they exist.
Absolutely, yeah. So I love that. These concepts of. I think we're getting closer though. Don't you think? I feel like we're getting more. Like
more is being exposed.
Yes.
More is slowly leaking out and getting people more informed in different ways.
Like we're getting ready.
Like I agree with you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just so that it doesn't create panic. It can't happen all at once. It's very gentle.
Yes.
To have people talk about it on the podcast to help
other ease
people
the pain.
Ease the pain.
Yeah.
Ease the panic. Yeah.
Ease the panic. I know. We're freaking everybody out.
Oh, gosh.
Well,
this was just part one.
I know.
We have more.
We have more.
Yeah.
We'll have more facts and fun
stories. Tidbits and things to share. But thanks for sitting in on this, everyone. I hope you're drinking wine when you listen to this one.
Oh, we love you. And I love you, Mia. This is so fun.
This is so fun, yeah. Until next time, part two.
Part two.
Yeah, just keep talking. But hey, if anyone wants to share any alien stories, like we haven't even talked about Area 51.
Oh, girl, that's part two. Let's do that. Okay. I love you guys.
Love you.
Mwah.
Thanks for listening.
Bye. Namaste.